Hello, my name is Ashton Davis, and my presentation is over technology for deaf and hard of hearing individuals. The first type of technology I wanted to go over were cochlear implants. Cochlear implants are electronic devices that partially sit behind the ear and are partially surgically implanted inside of the ear. They capture signals that stimulate the auditory nerve and then are sent to the brain, and the brain interprets those signals into sounds and eventually into words. There's a large controversy in the deaf community behind cochlear implants in children. Um, Cochlear implants, when implanted in the ear, do eliminate all of the hearing that one does have. So it's a controversy as to whether parents should implant them in children without giving them the option to choose if that's something that they want to do, just because after cochlear implants, you can't necessarily go back from them. The next type of technology I wanted to talk about were hearing aids. Hearing aids are much different than the cochlear implants, but they are also a small electronic device, so this just sits behind the ear or in the ear. And they amplify noise and amplify sounds to help the individual hear them better, and they're good for both quiet and noisy situations. They're different from a cochlear implant because they're not as permanent nor as invasive, and both have been found to work, but it really just depends on hearing loss or what damage one has in their ear. And a lot of people determine on what they want to do, not only based on that, but also price. The next type of technology I wanted to talk about that I think is really helpful for the deaf community would be just captioning. Whether that be, on the YouTube videos, TV, live conferences, anything like that. There are a few different types of captioning that I wanted to go over, the first being closed captioning, and that's most commonly what's seen on TV or videos. It gives you the ability to turn the captions off if you so choose, or you can leave them on. Open captioning looks the same, however, they are burned onto the video, you cannot turn them off. And the quality of the captions usually go with the quality of the video. And the last type would be real-time captioning, and that is captioning that takes place during a live event. And with nowadays technology, a lot of it does take place online, so the captioner listens through a microphone and then automatically translates everything real time for the individual to read off of their computer. The next type of technology I wanted to go over were alerting devices. The first thing I think of are the lights from Gallaudet University that flash when the bell rings. And these are pretty similar. Alerting devices are just devices that help make deaf or hard of hearing individuals aware of sounds that take place in their home or workplace. And there's different types of alerting devices. The first being a light that flashes when things go off, such as the smoke detector, the doorbell, phone rings, or even like alarm clocks. So just a large light that flashes instead. The next type would be loud sirens or horns that go off in replacement of regular alarm sounds, and this is for individuals with mild to moderate hearing loss. And the last type are vibrating devices that are made to shake chairs, mattresses, or pagers if somebody chooses to wear one of those, and they can be made aware of these sounds that way. After that, I wanted to go over the benefits, smartphones and computers have for deaf, hard of hearing individuals nowadays. The first thing that I think gets looked over pretty often is video chat, including, FaceTime, Zoom, Skype, pretty much all of those. And video chat just allows two or more individuals to communicate without having to read or type, and they can communicate face to face even though it's virtually. It gives them the option to read each other's lips. They can communicate using sign language if they would like to. They can watch each other's facial expressions and read emotions, and it allows multiple people to communicate at once without as much added confusion. The next three things I wanted to talk about were all apps or programs. The first being AVA or AVA, and it was developed fairly recently. It's available for download on most smartphones, and it was created for deaf and hard of hearing individuals as an online interpreter. Each participant downloads the app, and then everything they say is transcribed real time using the microphone, and this allows the conversation to go on without having to rely on lip reading. And it's available for in person, as well as video chat or conferences or just any online type of communication. Another great feature of the app, though, is it allows the person to type what they want to say, and it auto reads everything typed to the group that the feed is being shared with. The second is called Tap SOS, and I think it's great for both hearing and non-hearing individuals. It's an emergency services app, and in 2018, it won the Digital Health Award as the most effective way for smartphone users to contact emergency services in situations of distress. Tap SOS was an app created to contact emergency services. When the app is downloaded, you fill in all of your personal information and your medical history, and then in situations of distress, you put at the tap of a button, all of that information is sent to emergency services, and then it also sends a pinpoint of your location, so you don't have to talk to anybody in order to get somebody to help you. And the last type of technology I wanted to talk about is called Motion Savvy UNI. And it does come with a tablet that runs close to $900, as well as a $20 program subscription, but the program can be bought without the tablet as well, so it's a little bit more accessible for everybody. I think it's a really cool translator app. It's a little different than the one I talked about before. It does translate speech into text, however, it also translates ASL into text. The more an individual who uses the app uses it, the more it becomes tailored to them, so it gets their signs a little bit better and makes it a little bit more clear. But you can also create your own signs and save them into the app, and then it allows you to share them with others. And I think this is just great for people that want to communicate, and if one uses ASL and the other does not know of ASL, this is great, or vice versa. And it's really cheap, and I think it's just a great translator app to use in general. And that would be the end of my presentation. Thank you.